This one's from back in 2015. I was doing contract security for the county and got assigned to watch over an old water treatment plant near La Plata. It had been decommissioned since the early 2000s but was being prepped for demolition. Vandalism had become a problem, so they posted a guard every night for 2 weeks. Just me and my flashlight in that place. It was a creepy spot. Everything reeked of mildew and stagnant water, and those big holding tanks echoed like a tomb. First couple nights, I'd just walk the perimeter, then sit in my truck with the windows cracked. Then one night, I saw something moving inside the main facility building, through the glass of the control room. A shadow pacing back and forth. I called it in thinking it was a squatter. Dispatch told me to hold tight, they'd send someone. I waited 20 minutes, watching that shape keep pacing. Cops show up, we sweep the building, no one there. But the weirdest part? The condensation on the glass. It had one long streak across it, like a finger had been slowly dragging across the inside of the window the whole time. They chalked it up to kids, told me not to worry. A few nights later, I was inside doing my rounds when I heard a splash from one of the drain tanks. When I looked in, the bottom was covered in mud and trash, except for this bare footprint. Just one. And it was facing up like someone had been standing upside down in there. They found a body in that tank the next day. Said it must have been there for years, missed in the original inspection. But it wasn't the body that got to me. It was the security camera feed they pulled later. For 3 nights, that same control room window, you could see a man's face staring out, even though we never found anyone alive. I used to work security at a commercial construction site off Berry Road in Waldorf. This was back in 2019, right before the lockdowns. It was one of those big developments, office spaces, a few stores, maybe a clinic. Just dirt and frames back then. I worked night shift, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., just making rounds, checking locks on trailers, and making sure no one was stealing copper. The weird thing started maybe 2 weeks into the job. There was this one trailer at the far end of the lot. Didn't have power, wasn't being used yet, but every now and then, I'd hear tapping on the window as I passed it. At first, I thought it was raccoons or something. But one night, the tapping started again, and when I got close with my flashlight, I swear to God, I saw a woman standing inside. Pale face, long dark hair, just staring out. No lights on in the trailer, just her face reflecting the moonlight. I called it in to my supervisor. He drove down, we unlocked the trailer together, and nothing. Empty. We even checked for squatters, no signs of anyone. After that, it kept happening, but she'd vanished before I could open the door. One night, I left my phone recording outside the window and walked off like usual. When I played it back, there was a whisper. It said, "You locked me in." I quit 2 days later. Found out later from one of the site managers that before the trailers were delivered, a woman had gone missing in the area. They never found her, but get this, she was last seen walking down Berry Road. This one didn't happen to me directly, but I was working security at a strip mall in White Plains when it happened. There was a USPS driver named Mark who used to drop off mail in the back around 5:30 every evening. Nice guy, mid-40s, told me a story one night that still freaks me out. He said the day before he'd gotten lost on a rural route off Bennsville Road. GPS went nuts, took him down this unpaved side road that looked like it hadn't been used in years. He tried to turn around, but his truck got stuck. So he walked into the woods looking for a driveway or a house. He said he walked maybe 10 minutes before he saw a small cabin. Old, half collapsed, but smoke coming from the chimney. He knocked on the door, but no one answered. Said he turned to leave and saw something in the trees. He described it like a human, but all wrong. Too thin, arms too long, and it moved like it didn't know how joints worked. He bolted, ran straight back to the road, and the mail truck was gone. Vanished. He panicked, called the police. But when they came, the road he'd walked down didn't exist. I'm not kidding. They found the highway cam footage from where he said he turned off, and it just showed him driving straight. No side road, nothing. They found his truck the next day abandoned in a field 10 miles away, with the engine still running and his route scanner left on the seat. Mark quit a few days later. I asked him if he ever went back to the area, and he just said, "It follows you if you look at it too long."
Like and subscribe for more eerie tales.